All right. Day 24, Matthew 1 to Mark 5. Congratulations, you finished the Old Testament. You're absolutely crushing it. And that's massive, but your work is just beginning, because let me tell you, the next 6 days for me are always the hardest days, because the Old Testament, I think it reads easier than the New Testament. The New Testament is a lot more like you have to add a lot more water to it, particularly when you're reading the Pauline corpus. It's just, there's just so much. Or reading the Gospels, like you're going to be reading Matthew today. It's like there's so much. Jesus is saying so much, and it's kind of like it's crazy. Matthew's writing mainly to a Jewish audience, and his chief goal is to show that Jesus is the fulfillment of the Old Testament, of the Scriptures. So you're going to see a lot of, and this is written to fulfill this, and he did this to fulfill this. You're going to see this throughout the Gospels. It's incredible. Like the details. They know that Jesus is fulfilling key verses from the prophets. The Scriptures weren't just an important book to the Jews. It was everything to them. It was the center of all social and political life. It was the culturally formative narrative. It was their identity. It was their personality. And so when Matthew starts telling the story of Jesus, and he's saying this is written to fulfill the Scripture, written to fulfill this Scripture, the audience ears are perking up. Like, this is a proof for Jesus being who he said he really is, right? So Matthew's going to do that. So notice, as you're reading the Gospels, all the times that the author is saying, and this was written to fulfill this, and this is to fulfill this Scripture. And that's kind of the point of reading the Old Testament, by the way, that you just read, is to recall the stories and the poetry and the prophetic utterances and the historical realities and the themes that make God's purposes for humanity immediately recognizable in Jesus Christ as you begin to encounter his story.
Hi, I hope you're enjoying this thread, but I wanted to take a moment to tell you about Theos Seminary, where we offer certificates, bachelor's, and master's in biblical studies, and all at a really low price point, because we believe that you should be able to get a Bible degree without breaking the bank. In fact, our certificate programs are $999, and our bachelor's and master's start at $99 a month. Our program is subscription-based, which means you can pause and stop at any time, because we know that life happens. And perhaps my favorite part is the fact that we have an incredible student life community where our students get sorted into 4 houses. It's so much fun. We have competitions, in-person meetups, online events, student unions. It's phenomenal. So we would love to have you a part of that community. If you're at all interested, shoot me an email before February 1st. I will waive your enrollment fee. It's Brittany@theosseminary.com. I would love to meet you, answer any questions that you might have, and we would be so honored to have you at Theos Seminary. Come join us.
So as you read Matthew today, allow his gospel to bring to mind the things that you've read in the last 21 days, or 23 days rather. And perhaps some of it will whiz by your head. It's fine. But keep in mind that the first hearers had put the entirety of Isaiah and Psalms and Deuteronomy, etc., to memory. By the time they're like, well, the males, by the time they're like 13. And so these people know this story. So as Matthew's building this stuff out, you can put yourself in the seat of the first hearers, and you can begin to recall all of that intertextual work. And you're, whoa, that sounds like this. That's from Isaiah. Is that from Jeremiah? Oh, that's from Psalm. That's crazy. And now you are the reader or the hearer that Matthew was thinking of when he was writing his gospel. And that's really cool.